Do you know how people kind of like border, they set like their border. They tend to kind of do it as, this is my home, this is my garden, that's it. Anything beyond that, I don't really care. Whereas with people around here, it's actually, this is my house, this is my garden, this is my street, this is my area. So that's how people see it around here.
At first, I think we felt the big problem of the blighted neighbourhood was too much for us. What we perhaps could do was recover the corner site that person had tipped on, or remove a bit of graffiti, or care for the elderly person who wasn't able to do their own shopping.
You wouldn't used to say that you lived in Balsall Heath. You would say, oh, I live the next area. You would see like dumped rubbish anywhere, household furniture outside. Nobody really cared.
The place in those days was nothing short of a tip. If you'd got a wagon load of rubbish that you wanted to get rid of, you knew Balsall Heath was the kind of place where you could come and find a corner site to tip it on.
Because we had a problem with the near streets called Chad Road, where it was a red light district.
There were literally 450 prostitutes working every street corner in Balsall Heath. A couple of dozen of very nasty pimps who were very wealthy on the back of the earnings of the prostitutes.
I remember observing this gang, and you can tell that they're kind of dealing with drugs, and I was like, oh my god, this is not happening. Is this really true? This is wrong. It shouldn't happen like just round the corner of our houses.
So it started by people doing lots of little things to help each other, but by degrees began to realise if they could do the little things, maybe they could do some bigger things, until the whole area became covered by 15 residents groups, all concerned to improve the quality of life in their particular road, and then thought, well, if we can do that 15 times in 15 different bits of the area, why don't we form a forum and do it for the area as a whole and tackle the really big crime and environmental problems?
I think witnessing what people, how people got together, and people wanted to, start up their own initiative, start up like an organisation. And I was like, wow, this is excellent. I could think of doing something like this.
We all do at the forum make a big contribution to the community. I mean, just walking through a park, not seeing any litter lying around, hardly any graffiti. If there's graffiti, we get rid of it. Litter pick the parks almost every day. So yeah, and it just makes Balsall Heath a much tidier, neater, safer place to live in.
It took several years recapturing each street corner by street corner, simply by people taking their kitchen chairs out, sitting down as we are on street corners, and shaming the curb crawlers away.
I've lived here all my life, so I think anyone taking on my role really has to come from the area, or it helps to come from the area, because you'll go that extra yard in trying to resolve the issues of the residents, and that love's got to be there for us to sometimes do the things that we do in the area.
One that I'm actually volunteering now at the present moment is this elderly centre, because we can kind of like translate, interpret for them, and they just like to come down to just have a chat. They'll just bring their letter. Oh, can you read this? They kind of use that as an excuse to just come down, but that's kind of like, it's really cool to just actually see them coming out.
When Birmingham Strategic Partnership commissioned an opinion poll, it asked 8,000 residents, not just in Balsall Heath, but in 31 of Birmingham's neighbourhoods. Do you feel safe in the place where you live? Do you feel proud of it? Do you feel able to influence events in it? Do you trust your neighbour? Do you trust others in the street where you live? Do you trust your doctor? Do you trust even your council? And again, more people in Balsall Heath than the Birmingham average said, yes, we do trust each other and the powers that be. And on the back of that trust, there's a huge upswelling of local spirit and pride.